From lasguns to laser rifles, how Warhammer 40k predicted Ukraine's laser future. In the 41st millennium, war is eternal. And so, apparently, are laser rifles. While the Imperium of Man has been vaporizing heretics with lasguns for over 10,000 years, we here in reality are just now catching up, with a little less heresy and a little more regulatory oversight. Today we're talking about how Warhammer 40k's most basic weapon, essentially a glorified flashlight, may have predicted the actual future of infantry combat. And this isn't some hypothetical DARPA fever dream anymore. Thanks to France, yes, France, we now have a literal laser rifle designed to silently melt electronics at 500 meters. And spoiler alert, it looks like something you'd find in an Imperial Guard bootlocker. Hey friends, Wes O'Donnell and Hunky Cutie Patootie. I cover the Ukraine war and military tech, but I'm starting this new playlist on my channel to talk about the slow, inevitable collision of sci-fi fantasy and battlefield reality. If you enjoy doctrines with a side of dark humor and weapons that sound like they were named by Games Workshop interns, you're at the right place. Let's start with the humble Lasgun. In Warhammer 40k, this is the rifle handed to every guardsman in the galaxy. It's cheap, it's reliable, it fires superheated bolts of light that can burn flesh, punch through some armor, and occasionally dismember someone if you charge it up just right. And sure, it gets mocked as a flashlight, but lore-wise, well, lasguns cauterize wounds, fry electronics, and never run out of ammo as long as you've got sunlight and a few hours to recharge the battery pack strapped to your chest. It's the AK-47 of the grimdark future. Omnipresent, simple, and brutal. Now, before we go full military-industrial complex, let's acknowledge that ray guns have been part of pop culture since before George Lucas figured out how to make pew-pew noises with a synthesizer. Star Wars had blasters in '77, Flash Gordon was already vaporizing bad guys before your grandpa was sent to Korea. Even Star Trek had phasers set to stun or disintegrate depending on how cranky Spock was that day. But let's not kid ourselves, Warhammer 40k didn't just adopt laser weapons, it made them cool. No polished chrome, no sleek space uniforms, just factory-stamped agony guns, handed to soldiers who probably didn't get health insurance. In the 40k universe, your standard issue lasgun isn't elegant or humane, it's a mass-produced pain dispenser for grinding down waves of enemies in endless war. It looks like a car battery mated with a power drill. And I know Space Marine bolters get all the love, but lasguns are kinda cool. So while 20th century pop culture gave us the concept, 40k gave us the vibe. The lasgun isn't sci-fi fantasy. It's military sci-fi realism. And now we cut to the real world. France, yes, the same country best known for baguettes and existential dread, has unveiled something straight out of a Mechanicus prototype bay, the Helma LP, developed by defense firm Silas. This is a handheld laser weapon designed not to kill, but to disrupt, disable, and disorient. It's not a concept. It exists. It works. It quietly melts electronics at up to 500 meters. That's half a click of invisible, silent, pinpoint disruption. We're talking about man-portable, rifle-shaped, directed energy weapons that can blind drone optics, melt plastic, fry sensors, and disable cameras or comms gear. Not in theory, not in some classified lab. This thing was demoed at Sophins 2025 in France and actually saw limited deployment during the Paris Olympics. The laser beam it fires is about 20 millimeters wide at 500 meters. That's basically the width of your thumb, except that it's made of light and it ends in ruin. So let's talk Ukraine, because while France builds them, Ukraine needs them. Russia's drone war has turned the airspace over Ukraine into a 24/7 tech apocalypse. Surveillance drones, kamikaze FPVs, commercial quadcopters carrying grenades like it's Call of Duty Eastern Front Edition. Ukrainian infantry are being hunted not by snipers, but by silent eyes in the sky. And every time a soldier pulls out a rifle to shoot a drone, they're already behind the curve. Now imagine this, you're hunkered down in a trench. A drone buzzes overhead. Instead of yelling for a man-pads crew or wasting a $400,000 missile, you pull a backpack battery out, aim your Helma LP, and click. That drone's optics are toast. No noise, no flash, just one less problem to worry about. This is where the battlefield value really shows. These laser rifles aren't designed to vaporize tanks, they're built for tactical disruption, blinding cameras, melting sensors, killing targeting systems. That's not just sci-fi fluff, that's smart warfare. Ukrainian special forces could use something like this behind enemy lines for stealth sabotage, disable an outpost cameras without alerting anyone, burn out a surveillance tower's optics without leaving a trace, kill a drone silently before it ever calls in artillery. Let's call it what it is, electronic assassination. And it's big, not because it blows stuff up, but because it doesn't. And the best part? Unlike traditional kinetic weapons, this thing doesn't give away your position. No muzzle flash, no launch signature, no thermal bloom in the age of drone warfare and constant ISR. Staying invisible might be the biggest battlefield advantage there is. Oh, and logistics. Always logistics. A laser rifle needs power. That's it. No resupply convoy, no ammo crates, just electricity. That's the true Warhammer prophecy here. Zero logistics tail. Just soldiers and light. Of course, we're not handing these out like candy yet. Even Helma LP has limitations. Fog, dust, rain, and battlefield clutter can reduce effectiveness. And yes, the power packs are still bulky, though they're shrinking fast. But we are leagues closer to actual battlefield Lasguns than we were 5 years ago. And this isn't just France doing it. Ukraine already has its own prototype, Trizub, a domestic laser system designed to zap drones from static positions. It's not as portable as the Helma LP, but the goal is the same. Stop cheap threats with cheaper light. In the long run, we're heading for a layered laser defense ecosystem, from fixed emplacements to vehicle mounts to infantry portable rifles. Hell, integrate one of these with a DJI drone and you've just basically got a floating Lasgun turret. And if you're wondering whether this will actually shape modern doctrine, ask yourself this. Would you rather carry 200 pounds of 5.56 ammo or a backpack battery that can blind, burn, and disable every drone in your sector without making a sound? Actually, for my audience, don't answer that question. So here's the big takeaway. Warhammer 40k wasn't just dark and edgy, it was weirdly prescient. Lasguns aren't just sci-fi props anymore, they're becoming real tools for real wars. Not plasma rifles, not bolt guns, but disruption beams. Quiet, efficient, tactical light weapons for the drone-saturated battlefields of today. And if there's one war that's dragging laser weapons out of sci-fi and into the mud, it's Ukraine. Because necessity doesn't just breed invention, it weaponizes it. If you like this video, hit subscribe, sound off in the comments. Are we on the edge of a laser rifle revolution? Or are we still stuck in flashlight cosplay? And as always, glory to the Emperor, glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes, and may your battery pack be fully charged.